Hey everyone, Matt Wiles here. Today I'm here to talk about bags. Specifically, I got a couple of mono bags here in my room. All three are actually kind of crazy. All three of them are mine. This one actually I am looking to find a good home for because I recently got this guy here. So more about that later. So really quick, cases I feel like are one of the most overlooked pieces of gear. They're not as exciting to shop for or talk about as like a bass or a keyboard or a guitar or something. But they are such an important piece of the puzzle. I feel like there's too many times where I see somebody walking around with some beautiful handmade instrument that they might even like make their living with, and it's in some bag that's either falling apart or just something that really isn't going to protect that instrument in the long run. So it's definitely kind of worth, maybe investing a little. I find it wild that, some of these bags cost more than the first instrument that I bought. But still, when you start to do the math, and if you're like me and you make your living with your bass or your guitar, it kind of weighs it out. Weighs out pretty well. So I'll dive in. I'll start with this guy here. This is a mono sleeve. It's their, I think it's their more affordable lightweight bag. Just because it's lightweight, it does not mean that it does not protect well. Despite being rather slim and slender, great protection. Has this neck lock, which is really, really great. Show you really quick. Bass slides in, pretty snug fit, which I like, holds it in place. Rests into the neck lock, and then when you zip the bag up, it locks it securely in place. Comfortable, pretty rugged. It's pretty nice. I will say the only thing I don't really dig about it is that because it doesn't have sidewalls, if you have an instrument like this, like a Fender style instrument with a flat headstock, it's not too big of a deal. Sometimes it will move your tuners though. I got a couple here that are going across, so there is a strong chance that if I really go at it, like this guy here is going to get tuned, like retuned. If you got a bunch of instruments, and I have a few that have angled headstocks, like this guy behind me here, this Ibanez is a paddle headstock and it leans back pretty far. I don't really dig watching the bag like bend around the headstock. That kind of, even though I know lots of people who use it that way, it's just enough to wig me out. So I only ever use a bag like this for like my flat headstocks. A couple things. The storage is pretty cool. It's got this like messenger bag clasp, the little metal thing with the etching and the engraving is a nice touch. Opens up, pretty good sized pocket really. It expands a lot, and there's a little mesh compartment for smaller things. Storage wise, it's pretty cool. There aren't a lot of compartments, but it's pretty spacious. So overall, great bag, lightweight, comfortable. Oh, and again, like I said before, I'm looking for a home for this one. I'll put a link to my Reverb store, down below. This guy here, this is cool. I bought this bag I think in 2013 or so, and actually, I had to get it replaced, and customer service was really cool about it. I got to a gig one day, a seam down here had completely blown out and was left a gaping hole in the bag about that big. I actually sent them an email right away, set my stuff up. By the time I was set up, they sent me an email saying, hey, just send us a proof of purchase and we'll get you a new one. I sent off like a screenshot of my Amazon receipt or whatever, and by my set break, they sent me an email saying, oh, you got a new bag coming to you. Here's your shipping label to send the old one back when you get the box. So that was nice, especially considering how much these things cost. It was really cool that they stood behind it. I will say though, their warranty is only like 3 years, and I feel like if I had been like a day past that 3-year warranty, they would have told me to take a hike. One of my best friends has a mono stick bag, and the handle broke, and when he said, hey, I got this bag, I love it, but the handle broke, they said, sorry bud, that's wear and tear. If you ask me, handle breaking is a major defect. This is wear and tear. Your handle coming off is not wear and tear. So that's rather disappointing. Again, this design feature is probably my favorite. It's got the top load thing, same kind of neck lock, but with the other, has another piece here. Again, you got sidewalls, so even like if you have these giant instruments with angled headstocks and stuff, perfectly safe, perfectly suspended in the middle. This boot is awesome. I've put this through its paces. Like, this boot is definitely, some people don't really like the look. I love the thing. But the boot is definitely like major feature here. Storage on this bag is like decent. This pocket, I don't feel like it expands as much as this one. Same size. Also has the mesh compartment in here. So even though the dimensions are cool, I think if it expanded a little more, it would be all the more usable. Because already, when I try to slide like a preamp or a DI thing in here, you could tell there's only so much space before you're going to start really pushing the boundaries here. So that's, that could be improved upon. But overall, it is pretty cool. And if you cram your bag full of too much stuff, you really load on the weight. I will say part of their whole marketing thing is they introduced this thing. It's like, they call it a tick. And it's actually like an addition. It uses Velcro to grab the D-rings on this bag. And it actually, like a tick, it latches on and, tries not to let go, which is clever and gross. Also, it's like $90 to add the storage you didn't get in the first place. But, I'm a sucker, and here I am with one. So, but regardless, it's color matched, the metal logo, it's a nice touch. It's durable. It's got organizers and storage inside. It's a cool bag. I actually use this a lot standalone. You could put a small pedal train pedal board in here. So it's got its, expensive or not, it's got its purpose. This guy here I recently got. This is an M80. This is their the original series of bag they put out. This one happens to be the double version. Holds 2 instruments, which is really cool to have, especially for like a lot of people who hit recording studios or sessions often. It's nice to carry multiple instruments for multiple options, but the worst part about carrying 2 basses is that you have to carry 2 basses. Even though 2 basses is a little heavy, it's nice to be able to consolidate them to one spot. So I really do like having a nice double bag. To me, this is my favorite storage option they have. The dimensions are smaller, but the expandability, right out of the gate is already visibly much larger. And it opens more. So it's actually easier to get into the pocket. Also inside of here, there's this nice little organizer. There's a pocket here. It's like a cable strap. So that's a nice feature. Also, this is pretty well padded itself, so that's cool. They also add, there's a pocket up here, which is nice. It has like an organizer, like a microfiber lined like mesh pocket that won't scratch phone screens or whatever. You could hang things on that. I like this. It's kind of a secret compartment looking thing. So I kind of like on a gig that you can stash, again, keys, phone, wallet, whatever else you want, you can kind of keep here without getting mixed in with cables and stuff. So that's nice. Protection-wise, same kind of protection that you would expect. This one opens like a traditional case. Again, the bottom here, really well padded, really, really resilient. This is the original style neck lock, which isn't an auto-closing one, but it's not that hard to close the strap. It also has a nice little pocket on it, which I think is a nice touch. The other compartment on this side, the zigzag thing is kind of nice. I think that makes it easier to kind of maneuver the 2 instruments. It also stands on its own, which is kind of cool. Also, it doesn't have a boot, but it does have a really rugged bottom end here, so I really dig that. Last thing I'll say about these bags is the straps are really high quality, and also Mono thought it through, is they mounted the straps way higher on the bag than a lot of cheaper bags do. So if you're like me and you're over 6 feet tall, you can actually put this thing on your back without, bumping every single door jamb you try to walk through, So that's like a really, really nice thing that a lot of companies haven't thought out. Also, if you want to put the straps away, this particular model, you can unclip them here and shove them in this pocket. Really nice way to kind of streamline the bag. If you've ever gotten on an airplane with one of these, you'll notice that, ceilings are low. You want to carry the bag, but as soon as you take the bag off, you got these dangling straps and you can step on them or they can catch on things. And they always do. There's always a line of people behind you. You get on a plane or whatever, and you're catching every armrest like in sight with that thing, and there's a screaming baby. There's always a screaming baby, and it just, the whole thing just goes to hell. So prevent all of that, with this. So the only one I don't actually have here mono-wise is they came out with this thing called a Mono Stealth. If you ask me, it's just an overpriced version of this one. It's slimmer, it doesn't have the expandable pocket. So again, it's like $50 more with less storage. Also, that puts you at the price point of, like the leading brand of one of the other leading brands, like top models. Not to name names, but it's 2 words and the initials are RB. So just something to think about. Again, hopefully this helps you make some decisions as to what you want or what you don't want. Again, I really, really like these, but again, I made this video to help people. I didn't make this video hoping Mono was gonna like give me all this love because other than this new bag, like they don't care about me. But I will say it's a good product, but, you know, the customer service thing, I got lucky, but not everyone has. And, you know, price points, you could argue, is it worth it, is it not? For the most part, yeah, it's been worth it. But like I said, there's a few little things along the way, like the $50 update to this thing, you know. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed, because there will be more. I love talking about gear. I like making these videos. So again, thanks for watching.